What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Guys, the last week has been really stressful here on YouTube, the last week and a half, for two reasons. Number one, Kevin Samuels has passed away unexpectedly. And then there was a tragedy that occurred in Buffalo, New York. Now, neither one of these events are mutually exclusive of one another because they're not. But the thought patterns of how we see karma in tragedy is very unique. And Mr. Dynasty Samir on Facebook posted something about Kevin Samuels and the Buffalo shooting. And he says this: Team Kevin Samuels died because of karma. Thoughts on what happened in Buffalo? Black witches, where y'all at? Okay. And so I want to kind of deal with some of the comments here from these young ladies. In other words, what he's saying is, if Kevin Samuels died of karma, what about the innocent people in Buffalo, New York? They were there minding their own business. Did they pass away from karma? Now, listen to this lady here. She says, "Day music, false equivalence. But since we're playing devil's advocate with this dried up topic, let's play. 1. Kevin established a long-term pattern of behavior, long-standing enough for the black witches to organize, write, cast, and execute spells. The Buffalo shooter, while part of a larger, long-standing pattern of white supremacy, was a specific case that popped out of nowhere and would have been to be predicted to be dealt with by the black witch community. 2. Who's to say black witches haven't warded off numerous white supremacist attacks in the past? They perhaps simply haven't happened because they were dealt with." Dinah says this is witch babble. Okay, now let me kind of talk about this. I talked to Brother George Macon, and I want to discuss this whole idea of karma with you, and he brings up a very interesting point. If Kevin Samuels died of bad karma, all right, listen to what I'm about to say, then what about the white man? Because the white man, this white supremacist system, who's been holding black people back, putting black women down. I mean, he's done everything to black women, if you want to put it that way. Nobody has done more to black women than this white man. As far as enslavement, if you want to talk about the hanging from the trees, you want to talk about putting a woman at the least beauty standard, nobody has done it more than the white man. My question is, to all the women who say that Kevin Samuels got his karma, where's the white man's karma? Where's the white supremacy's karma? Why is it that it's getting stronger? If we want to deal with a bad karma argument, how do you even explain that the white supremacist system ran by the same white man that many of y'all work for, some of y'all wanting to even marry, over the black man because he's a better option, although he's the reason why you were looked at in society the way that you're looked at? Where's his bad karma? So, okay, only Kevin Samuels, who is black, he can get karma because God gonna act on him quicker than a white man that's oppressing you and me, in your own words. Because you looked at the screenshot here, she did say white supremacist. And number 2, she says, she also says, who's to say black witches haven't warded off numerous white supremacist attacks in the past? Okay. He says that here. So you mean to say this? So they can give karma to Kevin Samuels, but they can't free the black community. These particular black witches, if you want to use that term, which is not supposed to be derogatory, because remember, the black witches are the ones that gave Kevin Samuels their karma. So then these same black witches have superpower where they can also free the black race. They can free the black race. For those people who are on Black Lives Matter, then they can free the black race. Then if that's the case, you have power over life and death. Then what we're saying is that the black woman really is God. That's the argument then. So all the lottery numbers, when they come out, you're going to know them, right? You would have infinite power. You mean to tell me that you choose to be underneath somebody but you have the power to free yourself because you have the power to kill Kevin Samuels. Then you should have the power to free yourself. It reminds me of the story of Jesus Christ when he was passing on the cross. And what did one of the guys on the cross across from him say? If you are who you say you are, why don't you get off the cross right now and free yourself? If you have this life, a power of death, now we all know that it was, predicted that he would have to do this, right? But that's pretty much the same position. Anybody who could free themselves would do it. Outside of this particular story of Jesus Christ, whether you choose to believe it or not is your particular business. But what I'm getting at is this. I'm dealing with this concept. And that concept is, if there is karma, and if the witches who's cast a spell on Kevin, then here's what they would do. Then they would also be able to make them be the beauty standard. They would cast that sort of spell on, let's say the all the black men who are going over to, dealing with the other races of women. We would see that. We would see the marriage rates not what they are, the single motherhood rates not what they are. They would be able to do all of these things to get black men to stay with them and all of this stuff. So we're not going to be able to pick and choose the karma. Now, here's what you can say about karma. In the health sector world, you are a person that drinks sugar and stuff all the time. Eating hamburgers, hot dogs, you're not working out, you're fat, you die of diabetes. That's more or less in term with karma. You predict your outcome. That's more similar to the concept of karma, if anything. Maybe not necessarily equal, but it is definitely similar. That variant is similar. In the same case, when we're dealing with Kevin Samuels, if he got bad karma from black women or those who have casted spells on him, then you should be able to cast spells on a whole white supremacist system. We should be free tomorrow. You would be able to change everything with these spells. So obviously either your spells are only limited to black people and they don't work on whites, or you're full of shit. Or you're full of shit. Or your spells are only limited to what they can produce, which is only things or people who talk shit about you on social media. So what I believe is that you don't have any kind of witch power. I think that you're just talking on the side of your neck, because the Bible says that man born of woman shall surely die. So there's no karma in death, because everybody's going to do it. It's already written. It's already dictated. Just that no man knoweth the time nor the hour unless you're on death row. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.